man. This is like my first podcast, so this is exciting. Really
Yeah.
cool.
So what is the name of your restaurant, brother? Because I watched I think like 250 of your videos, some wild shit.
Easy. Yeah.
I was in bed with my wife like last week, I think it was. I don't know, dude, it was like midnight, and she's like laying next to me, and she fell asleep, and I'm here scrolling, and I come across your video, and the thing that really caught my attention was the hook, like day however many of trying to retire my dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh crap, well, I want to retire my dad. I think every sensible guy wants to retire their dad and help them out, help them with their business. So it really caught my attention, and I really like the way that you narrated. I caught myself watching a couple videos. Before I knew it, dude, I had seen like 20 of your videos. So then I was at a crossroads. I was like, okay, I either stop watching these guys' random fucking videos, or I finish like literally all of them. So when I started watching, it was like the newer videos, right? So I started watching, but then I'm like, oh, this is cool, but there was no new videos. So then I had to start going backwards. So when I started going backwards, I was like, fuck, like I'm learning everything backwards. So I'm like seeing it in reverse. So like I exited, went down to the bottom of the profile and like started watching it. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And that's when I reached out to you. I was like, he's definitely on top of his social media. I've seen everything he's doing. Let's see if we can make it happen. So, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Hey, dude, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. That's awesome.
Yeah. So tell me, how long has your family been in the restaurant industry? It's been your whole life, right?
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. Like, so they've had that restaurant for 20 years. This year is the 20th year. And then before that, my dad had like 2 other restaurants in Canada that both didn't really work out. And then him, like pretty much out of high school, was working as like a line cook, as a chef in China. My mom was working as a server, pretty much out of school as well. And then they met at a restaurant. So pretty much their whole adult life and my whole adult life has just been restaurants.
That's so funny. They met at a restaurant. That you're doing a restaurant now. It's all restaurants. Yeah. And you went to college for accounting, was it?
I went for finance.
For finance. Okay, sorry, I got that mixed up. I knew it was something with numbers. And what was I remember like trying to follow as closely as I could with the storyline, but I'm not recalling right now. What was the thing that made you say, hey, I want to help my dad. I'm not gonna go down the finance route by myself. I'm gonna help the family business. What was the catalyst?
Oh, well, you know what? Me, I've always wanted to do the family business. Like
you had.
Yeah, like ever since I was like a kid, it was like, okay, I want to take over. And I could do the math in my head. It's like, okay, when I'm an adult, my dad's going to be a little older. So I think it just makes sense. So that's what I've always wanted to do. Back in like grade 11, before I went to college, I was like to my dad, hey, I don't even want to go to college. It's going to be a waste of time. I just want to do this. But he was like, no, like really urging me to go. So it's like, oh, okay, so I mean, I'll do the regular thing that people do. I'll go, I'll study finance. Hey, what if I like it? But every summer it was like I wanted to do a business that would try to beat my dad's. Like in the summer of my first year of college, I started a house painting business and recruited a bunch of guys. We would knock on doors and then paint stuff. And it was like, that was during COVID. My dad's business was shut down. I was like, hey dad, how much money did you make today? I made this much. It's like, so I've always wanted to do it. And then I just finished school. And it was like I just wanted to help out at the restaurant, and I figured to start documenting what I do.
Did your dad want you to help him at the restaurant, or he was trying to push you maybe to do something different?
It's like he was probably pushing me to do something different because it's hard work. He recognizes it's hard work, and sometimes it's like maybe a lot of new restaurant owners don't realize. It's like the effort to money ratio that you get isn't that it's not that good. But I genuinely just love food. I love restaurants, and something about it, I love it, so I enjoy it. It's not really about the money is important, but it's not everything for me. And it's a big thing is like the legacy of preserving what my dad's done. But I think deep down he wanted me to do it, but also knows that it's a tough life, but I don't mind.
Yeah, it's difficult. I've been running my agency for over 13 years. In May, we made 13 years as a marketing agency in Florida. And out of those 13 years, 10 of them we've worked in hospitality with restaurants, clubs, rentals here. The hospitality is huge here in Florida, right? Car rentals, yacht rentals. And I'm going to tell you, man, out of every industry that I worked in, because I worked in many industries, even outside of hospitality, as a marketing agency, you get hired by all types of random businesses, right? Hospitality, restaurants specifically within hospitality, has been my hardest to crack in figuring out, has been the most time intensive, has been the least gratifying. You bust your butt and sometimes people don't like the food, they're not happy, they didn't, or maybe your server messed up, or maybe the place was dirty. Sometimes it's the randomest things that brings, like, emotionally, it makes it hard for you, right? And one of the things that I connected heavily with you on your videos was, number one is, like, the fact that you care enough to want to help your dad, right? How old are you right now?
25.
You're 25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's a great age, bro. Your mind is going to completely change from, like, right now to, like, 30. I'm 32 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, life is going to change in so many ways for you, but it's really good. And you're going to feel great later on, seeing, like, the support system you've been for your family, because that's what a true leader is, especially through all the hardships that you've been at the restaurant, right? Why do I say that? I say that because I've noticed that in some of the times, like, you've been emotionally, like, drained. It's been sad. Maybe even, like, I think you even started crying in a video from frustration, or almost crying. And a lot of that is, like, you realizing, like, hey, I'm becoming a man. There's a lot of things that I want to do that I'm maybe not there yet. Maybe, like, the English barrier, the language barrier thing, like, you grew up in a Chinese family, but you're not fully fluent, correct? You understand a lot and you can communicate, but you don't feel like 100% when customers are ordering, or are you there yet?
The customers ordering I get is those are some things, but it's like I could never help on a podcast and, like, articulate my thoughts like that. And whenever I speak to my parents, pretty much every third sentence there's going to be a word or a phrase I don't know, and he's not able to explain it in a way I'll understand.
How about the staff? Are you communicating with the staff better? Because I know that was one of the issues that you were mentioning in your videos, that you were having a hard time understanding them, or maybe them understanding you. One of those.
Yeah, it's both give and take. It's crazy. Like, it's stuff like that I wouldn't even think that is hard to understand. I'll just be like, what time are you smoking the duck? And then they'll just be like, oh, like, well, we got to do the broccoli first and then this and that. But it's like, okay, like, I don't know. They just don't, they seem to not fully understand what I'm saying. So they try to interpret what I'm saying, or interpret my point I'm trying to get across, and they try to jump too far, and they just don't, it's hard to communicate.
I got you. You know what? I'm a Spanish speaker. My family's from Latin America, from Colombia. I was born in the States. But something between Spanish and English that happens often is that, or all the time, is that when you say something in English, it's backwards in Spanish. So, like, the sentence is backwards. So I don't know if you have something similar with Cantonese or Mandarin, or whatever languages you guys are communicating in the restaurant. But, there is a discrepancy in you being a young manager or owner, however they refer to you. It's also difficult. I'll give you my take. When I was 18 years old, when I was 15, I've been in the food service industry since I'm 14, 15. I worked in fast food when I was 14, 15 at Miami Grill, which used to be called Miami Subs here in South Florida. It's a fast food restaurant, sell sandwiches, burgers, all types of stuff. At 18 years old, I landed a job at Pizza Hut as a store manager. Okay, one of the store managers. It was a general manager, and that was me as one of the store managers. But you can imagine, 18 years old, just graduated high school. A lot of the staff members were like 40, 50, 55, 60, 30. People weren't taking me seriously. And at first it was very difficult to get them to listen. So when I was listening to you, like kind of like frustrated about the language barrier, I was like, holy fuck, he's in a very similar position that I was, except that they had the language barrier. So it's even harder. Now, I thought, like, the thing that, like, hooked me the most outside of I want to retire my dad, and I'm giving you this feedback so you understand how people perceive you and your content, right? Not to ramble, but one of the things that really stood out to me is that you got your hands dirty and you started painting the place. You started doing the blinds. You started taking care of, like, how people perceive the place when they leave. The exit, how does it look, right? The window above the exit, stop up, closing it up so it looks clean. The embroidery on the uniforms, the media, cooking, and then having some of your followers come and try your cooking, right? As you get better, you're essentially, what you're doing is you're getting people emotionally invested into the restaurant, where they don't even have to maybe even like the food or think the food is good or even be in your city. Like, you're in Canada, right? You're in Vancouver?
Toronto.
You're in Toronto. Okay, so you're in Toronto. I'm in Miami. I have no emotional connection to Chinese food. I've never been to China. I don't speak Chinese, Mandarin or Cantonese, sorry. And I have no idea who you are, and we're in a different age bracket. But what caught people's attention of the media, what's making people come in and what's bringing people like me around is your storytelling, your ability to not be embarrassed by putting yourself out there, because that's very vulnerable, right? Sometimes you're fucking tired in the car talking shit. I'm tired. I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
That's just rough, bro. And like that's something I've never done, to be honest with you. Like I've talked about hardships here on my podcast and stuff like that, but when I'm having a one-on-one conversation, but a whole other thing, bro, is putting the phone in front of you and just like fucking unloading, man. Like we're like you're in therapy and like we're the therapist kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
It's a very cool thing, bro. I don't know how to explain it to you. I would just wish that you continue it. I saw you took a break recently and you went to China, right? For like 3 weeks, or where'd you go?
That was like last year. Yeah, I went
That
to
was
China.
last year. So you see, I started watching backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, first 30, like I didn't plan it, right? Like I planned a China trip like a long time ago, and then I was like, okay, let's see if let's start making some videos. And I didn't think that it would kind of gain some traction 30 days in, and then I had to take a break when I went to Asia.
And why did you do that? Was it like, were you going to see family? Were you going to study something? Was it just time off?
I was just seeing family. It was crazy because like before that time I went to China last year, I hadn't gone in like 6-8 years. So I hadn't seen anybody, and all my family's there. It's just my parents here and my sister in Canada, and everyone else is there.
Okay. How long have your parents been in Canada? Like, what age did they arrive?
I think it was 27 years, 1999 they came.
Damn, so like 2 years older than you, bro.
Yeah.
And your dad didn't have a restaurant back then. Did he have any money? Was he in bad shape? Or your mom?
Oh, we were in pretty bad shape for years, man. Like we grew up in like a pretty ghetto part of the greater Toronto area. And it was like we lived on the first floor of this like pretty ghetto apartment, and it's still pretty bad there. And there'd just be like ants crawling around my dining room floor, and I would just watch them from my old ass couch. And but slowly, like I saw them upgrade their life. Like they would work as like factory workers and stuff. And then I see them do restaurants, and then we moved to a nicer house in a nicer neighborhood. And then suddenly we moved to a bigger house, even, and a bigger house after that, a couple acres, big forest in the backyard. So I see my parents like achieve the Canadian dream, I feel like, in my own lifetime, and they don't speak English. So
wow.
It's inspiring.
No excuses, right? There's people out there with, being here their whole life, speaking the language, and they're still not getting by. It's crazy, bro. But still a good opportunity. And anyways, bro, you guys, Chinese people are known freaking work their ass off, and the discipline. We admire you guys a lot from that perspective, at least from like my close circle and my people, right? My business partner in several businesses and my co-creator of this podcast, her name is Michelle, and she comes from a Chinese family, but they're not, you're Chinese Canadian, they're Chinese Peruvian, right? But dude, like, I don't want to generalize, but her whole family, they're very bright entrepreneurs. And even the ones that aren't entrepreneurs, they totally crush it in the businesses that they partake in. And there's a lot of lessons in there. There's definitely a lot of lessons in there in organization and business and discipline, in respect. And one of the big ones that you've kind of brought to the restaurant is structure, order, and cleanliness. I've seen you painting stuff. I've seen you degreasing. You've more or less like, you've been able to come in and look at things from a lens maybe that everybody else hadn't been able to look, because they had been too busy running the restaurant and in it. Sometimes you're so in it, you may not notice a dot on the wall or something. It's not because you don't want to. It's just because there's so much going on. You're just looking past it already. And I was watching all those videos of the progression of how clean the place looks, and it made me happy because it helped. Like, my dad doesn't have a restaurant. My dad has a renovations and construction business, but I help him in a lot of aspects of it. And one of my goals is to help him like work less and make more, and be able to enjoy part of his retirement, which I know he's never really going to truly retire. Your dad probably either, but at least he's not going to have and you don't want him to either, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want our parents to stay busy and get things done, but not because they have to and they're dying and retired. Like, that's not the reason, right?
Mhm.
So that really drew my attention. I was like, I want to talk to Richard. I want to see what his mind is like. I want to help, get his word out there. I want to motivate you, and I want to motivate myself with your story. I think it's really cool. If I had a son, I would definitely want him to think like you, bro.
Thank you, man.
I think you're gonna go really far. I want to ask. You don't have to tell me exact figures, or or you don't even have to answer the question. But are you at a place yet where your dad is close to retirement and you're also making money enough to do the things that you need to do? Like, have you found that balance yet?
Yeah, I think like we're on a good trajectory. I think it's good. Like my parents just like have uh like me personally, I think I'm doing good for the first time in my life. Like I've been broke for so long. Like
Yeah,
I've been like no money, can't take girls on dates, none of that. Like can barely afford clothes.
I've been there.
I'm doing good now, which is crazy. Like I've never been like this. Just saving money, but I'm just trying to help my parents out with their finances. They probably have some bad investments, like too many properties, too many mortgages. I'm just trying to help them sort it out. Or like I'm probably gonna have to help them pay off some mortgages or something. But I'm
You
happy
guys
with
invest
that.
in real estate.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome, dude. I invest in real estate with my parents as well. And it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I don't really like investing in real estate. I don't like a little bit, but I think I prefer stocks a little more. I don't know. Because
I, s-
uh
I- it's a
like
you
still
should think
expensive.
diversity though. Like, real
Yeah.
estate is very hard, and the key to real estate is buying at the right time, the right price, the right place.
Hmm.
From what I've learned, the key is the buy, not the sell. You make the money when you're buying. That's been my experience. Okay. Now, my other experience too has been, bro, sometimes the restaurant is slow. Sometimes real estate is slow, but maybe your stocks aren't. My experience has been diversifying, right?
Hmm.
Have a little bit of real estate, have a little bit of stocks, run my business, and live below my means, right?
Yeah.
At your age, one of the most important things for me was make money, be the cool guy. I wanted to be the cool guy, and I wanted to take girls on dates, and that part was very expensive. Uh, I did a lot of it. I wouldn't take it back, but I lost track for a little bit of time, and I think I'd be further along than I am now, which I'm very happy with where I am. I think I'd be a little bit further along, but this critical age is really important, right? Reading is very important. Mentorships are very important. I really enjoyed the fact that you're meeting with other restaurant owners who are big in the space, right? Like these
Hmm.
older guys are paying attention to you and bringing you in, and those things are so important. And what's also important is, depending on what your financial situation is at the restaurant, if you're seeing that you're having good traction, being aggressive could be a really good strategy. And this is what I mean by being aggressive. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you guys have Open Table in Canada?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Are you on Open Table?
No.
Dude, uh, let me ask you why. Why are you not on Open Table? Is there a specific reason?
Yeah. I guess it's something that I just never prioritized, I guess. But I've
Okay.
known it, and I know all the nice restaurants use it.
So
Yeah.
look, pro tip, I wrote a book on restaurant marketing, how to market your restaurant online. I'm going to send you a copy. Okay. So just text me after, send me your address to your house or a restaurant. I'll send it over. One of the things I talk about is third-party platforms, right? So Open Table is probably going to charge you a couple $100 a month. They're like a membership, subscription-based type deal. What is the beautiful thing about Open Table? Open Table is like a social media platform. So if you have a profile on there, it is very likely you're going to receive several throughout the day or throughout the week reservations with one cover, two covers, three covers, four covers. In restaurants, for those of you listening, Richard already knows, but a cover is one person, right? One person, a reservation with four covers is four people. And the way restaurants measure out their revenue is cost per cover, revenue per cover. So if you have four people, maybe each person spent 30, $40, that's $200. Then you're more or less able to do your numbers there. So Open Table is a very cool platform because it's a platform that understands revenue and has a lot of people going through it. So I have restaurants that I work with that are doing, I don't know, 3,000 a month on Open Table, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, 50,000, 70,000. Everybody's in a different situation. Now, what marks a difference? Good photos, good reviews. You don't have to have a super fancy restaurant, Richard. Like, I want to mark that very clear. You don't have to have a super fancy restaurant. You know what's beautiful about OpenTable too? They have an ad platform. So you could put a couple $100 a month behind the ads. So let's say, I don't know, $400, $500 a month behind ads, $200, $300 a month, which OpenTable will cost you. You'll spend about $800. I'm telling you from experience, and I'm happy to help you with no compromise. I want to see you do well. If you find yourself in this situation, you could ask me. I'll give you a consulting session to help you go through it. But that's immediate revenue you're going to capture right there, bro. For a few $100, it's immediate. Even if you don't spend on ads inside OpenTable, OpenTable is going to send you people. And one really cool thing you could do is, since you're so creative, is you might think, oh, well, like if regular people come in and sit down, why do I need an OpenTable for them to book a table, right? Because some people think that. Well, some people just want to feel like they're going to have a for sure table when they arrive. Some people are OCD, right? So that right there is going to help you. Number two is there's something called OpenTable experiences, right? OpenTable experiences, there's a lot of foodies that just want to go out there and have like a nice meal, and they want somebody to educate them and serve them and show them and tell them. Like when people like to drink nice wines and stuff like that, people like to be entertained. So one thing you could do on a platform like OpenTable is you could create something called an experience, and it could be maybe like an experience that you do, I don't know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a specific set of meals, a 3-course meal or whatever the case may be, maybe a specific drink, and maybe you walk them through a story of maybe why your dad cooks it this way and why you cook it that way, or what Providence in China you did this, and you can start getting creative with it, and you'll start to notice that the real foodies and the real people that are into it will start to come in. And I'm sure it'll make a big difference for you, bro, if 1 or 2 extra tables come in a day to the restaurant. That all goes towards the bottom line. So, you know, I don't want to lecture you here, because, you know, I'm here to learn about your business, but I almost want to throw a lot of the cheat codes I know your way, because I know that's going to give you some oxygen. It's going to give you some more money, and it's going to make you feel better seeing money come through the door. I'll end there with OpenTable. And then lastly, as far as tips, something that's been going really well is Google Business. Okay. Google Business allows you to run ads, right? And you could run ads for people looking for Chinese food or the specific plates that you serve, which is freaking sick. It's beautiful. Those are 2 very low hanging fruits that work really well. Outside of that, something I've seen work really well is Toast. What kind of POS system do you use to check out?
We use a super old one. Like,
yeah,
I know Toast. I like them, honestly.
Look into Toast. I don't have any affiliation with them or any of the people I've told you so far, but one thing that I'm doing with Toast, and it works really well for me at one of the restaurants that gets, you know, good volume, is they sign up on OpenTable, right? OpenTable has a connection with Toast or whichever POS platform, and then it forwards their phone number and their email to that platform. When they check out at the venue, you check them out. You tap, they swipe, whatever the case may be, however they pay, you have their info there. The really cool thing about Toast is that Toast has a text message and email marketing software. So what you could do is the people that have already spent money with you, you could send them text message and email blast that you could actually design, trying to bring them back in. And then you could go on OpenTable and check what, who your regulars are, what kind of stuff they order, and you could send custom messages out. So I guess my thing here is there's a lot of ways for you to bring in really good money without having to spend a lot of money. You just have to make sure some of those systems are in place. I'm gonna send you my book. You're gonna have my phone number. You can call me at any time, bro. I want to see you freaking crush it, bro. Like, I'm very excited for you, bro. Your parents have real estate. You're getting that close to retiring. You have your restaurant. You have a very bright future ahead of you. Don't let your mind beat you, bro. One of the hardest things, it's also lonely because you can't share all your wins with everybody because they're going to think you're bragging. You can't share all your downsides. They're going to think you're crying. It's a very lonely business, but you're not in it by yourself. There's a lot of young guys out there that are in a place like you that have a beautiful opportunity. Some are in a worse place than you are. So I would say, count your blessings, own the business, which you're owning, get good at media, get good at talking on camera, which you are. Keep connecting with older people. One of the things that brought me the most opportunities and money at the time I was your age, because by the time I was your age, I had already been running the agency for like 2-3 years. I just started meeting with older people. I measured my money very closely. I made sure that I had a spreadsheet. I don't know if you work off spreadsheets, but a spreadsheet with your hard cost as a human being, your hard cost as a business. There's a really good book. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but you'll be able to listen to this later on. There's a really good book called Profit First. Okay. And it teaches you how to organize your bank accounts for your business and your personal life. This could really help you for the restaurant. A lot of businesses run their checking account from one or two accounts. Businesses like mine run them with an income account, an operating expenses account, a taxes account, an account for owner's pay. And they all have triggers that send money from one account to the next. So when money deposits, it passes it around and you don't have to worry about segmenting your money, right? So from what I've seen, you don't look like somebody that needs a lot of motivation. I think that you're very strong mentally. That may come from your heritage, it may come from your parents or from what you learned online. But what I would say is, dude, like, don't change the way that you think. Don't change your heart. You come off as a very genuine guy that has good intentions, and business could be very difficult. It could be very hard. It could sometimes turn you like a little bit sour. It could make you lose hope in people, but dude, not everybody is bad. There's so many people out there willing to help you, like me, you know, like, I have no interest outside of, I don't know, let's get your dad retired faster. If I could throw some tips your way or introduce you to people or, you know, connect you to people in restaurant groups that you could ask questions to, or, you know, show you what I'm doing at other restaurants, show you the playbook. There's people out there like me that are willing to help. There's also people out there, bro, that don't have your best interest at heart. It's something that I've really learned in business is keep as much as you can to yourself and only reveal what you really need to reveal for what you need in that moment. And yeah, that's what comes to mind right now, brother. Are you struggling with anything specific as far as like business or knowledge wise that is a roadblock that isn't letting you get to that next step that maybe you could share?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things, honestly, but I'm not in too much of a rush, and I know that everything I'll learn in due time. It's really just like a big thing was the cooking skill, cooking on this big wok. It was just tough at this. It was like, oh, I could never, everything I made just tasted like it was microwaved, you know, but it's like, it's something you can't really teach. But after cooking something for hundreds of times, you just have a difference that's unexplainable, and heat control and timing, you just understand. And I think with enough exposure, I can understand it all in regards of anything, whether it's like just perfecting accounting, maybe sales, talking to people. I think I'm good. Maybe the biggest thing is the language barrier, but I'm going to start making some videos in Mandarin and see if I can get better at things that way. I'll probably not know a few words. I'll probably have to stop the recording, look up what this word is, and then start recording again. And I think that will help me out a lot.
Fine. That's fine. Have you seen that Instagram? Like, I've been seeing it on my profile. I don't know if they've activated it on yours for the restaurant, but like I'll upload a video in English, and then it'll go through like a transition period where it translates into several other languages. Is your profile doing that right now?
It was like, I'm always in such a rush when I post. I think it's not working right now. I turned it on. It was working for a few posts.
Yeah, try to figure it out, because maybe like these videos you're putting in English, dude, your client base might be able to translate it to their language and like listen to you talk. Because think about this shit, bro. Like I'm an American, right? You're Canadian. Like I'm in another country pretty far away from you. Like, to be honest, even though the countries were right next to each other, and I was touched by your story. Think about all the people like in China that might be able to listen to you, be like, oh, look at this kid, and they came from China, and look at his dad, and look at his mom, and look at everything he's been able to do. And you might be able to tap into that audience already with that tool as you develop, you know, as you develop your communication skills.
Yeah, I gotta get on it. Yeah, there's a crazy international audience. Like before, it was super local. For 200 posts, it was like just my community, my town, and then boom, suddenly like Australians, like people from South Africa, America.
Really?
Yeah, it's like from this last viral push, because like I had 8,000 followers. It took 200 days to get to 8,000 followers on Instagram, and within 2 weeks, man, it got to 50K. The last 2 weeks.
You have 50K already?
Yeah, 50K now, and it was like 40K a week ago.
I'm so proud of you, bro.
Hey,
You're fucking. Look, there's guys older than you. There's guys double your age, and they don't have the discipline that you have, or the mental fortitude, the grit that you have to get past those difficult moments in the kitchen or those long days, and you're in the car after trying to figure your life out. Like, and then the market rewards you, right? Like you notice, like there's hard days, but the market does reward you. You've seen more business at the restaurant, right?
100%.
Yeah, and then like the media is paying attention to you. I found you shit. I'm like, hey, come on my podcast. Like, I think you've been one of the youngest guys on my podcast. Like, or one of the most, you know, cool stories on my podcast. And I've had billionaires on here. I've had all types of people on here. So the hard work does pay off. The branding does pay off, and you've learned a very, very good lesson that founder-led content, which your dad is the founder, but you're running the spot right now. Founder-led content drives people, and it plugs at the heartstrings, and it makes, you know, people want to talk to you. So, dude, I want to do this call again, like in a year.
Yeah.
I want you to come back in a year, and God knows what kind of crazy shit you're gonna be doing in a year, bro. I can't.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a spectacle for sure. I don't even know what it is, but I just know something.
I know, and I have a feeling, and I was really excited about this. I told my wife about this. I told Michelle, my business partner, about this. She was very excited to have you on. Shit, I should have had her on. You guys would have had a lot to talk about. She worked at an Asian restaurant. She worked at a IHOP. I don't know if you're familiar with IHOP.
Yeah,
she worked at IHOP here since she was 14 till she was 18. And then at 18, I believe she started working at an Asian restaurant, and she was there until she started working with me. So we have the whole restaurant hospitality nerd talk down packed, and we know the struggles, the front of the house, the back of the house, the reviews, the food. One thing I think would be really cool for you to document, man, because you're putting so many hours into it, is like do like video documentation of some of the most popular plates at the restaurant. So it's easier for you when you bring somebody on board next to cook, if that's anytime soon. You could have them start off with those videos and then check in with you. That'll help you expedite a lot of the process. And that'll help you also hold on to the recipes in a meaningful way. You know, something my mom and my grandma do, because my grandma likes to give my mom a lot of recipes, is my mom records her while she cooks. And she's like, oh, why'd you do this? And why'd you do that? And, you know, most people do it like this. Why did you put that in it? So would be cool for you to do a lot of those with your dad for yourself and, you know, for future operations. I think that would be very helpful. But yeah, man, I'm excited when you're in Miami and you're bankrolling after selling a bunch of Chinese food over there and crushing it in real estate. We got to come have dinner over here and talk some shit. And for sure, when I'm in Canada, I'm going to swing by with my family and support your business.
Hell yeah, man. Let me know. And I'll let you know when I'm in Miami. Surely it'll be one day soon.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But listen, you have my info, brother. I wanted to bring you on the podcast. I wanted people to hear your story. I don't know if we left anything out. I don't know if there's anything that you want to share, anywhere you want to send them, your Instagram, your website, but it's an open floor for you to discuss whatever you want before we wrap up.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Richard. I'm gonna do some big things one day, guys. Like, I'm doing some big things right now, but this is really only the beginning. We're 25, gonna be a completely different person at 32. And so you can follow my story on Northern Dumpling Kitchen on Instagram, and also the Dumpling Prince on TikTok. Done some crazy things already, but it's gonna be a spectacle, guys. And I just want to make people proud. I want to make like Asian people proud. I feel like, you know, we've been underdogs for a long time. It's like kind of the newer generation. Let's stop acting like we're so desperate and be a little more brave. And that's the same thing with all immigrants, right?
Yes.
Not like, you know, and letting go of some victim mentality and trying to be the main character. Like, you can do anything. Same thing with making restaurant people proud. I feel like a lot of people, maybe finance people, big business people, CEOs might look down on us, but we're powerful too. So yeah, I want to show you guys what's up.
Dude, look, that was a beautiful message. I agree with everything you said. I want to share with you that try to put yourself in your dad's shoes, and then try to see yourself how he sees you. I don't know how he sees you. I don't know what type of guy he is, but you're a young guy that could be out partying or with girls here and there, or God knows what you could be doing right now. And you said, let me be a leader. Let me be a true man. Let me take care of my pops and my mom, which is very important. And you've taken a business that your parents have worked a majority of their life on, you could say, all of yours, and you've made it an international thing. You've made the media find out. You've made tens of thousands, soon hundreds of thousands of people like see your dad's business, dude. Like, I don't know if you like quantify it, or you ever take a time to slow down and really think about it, don't dwell on it and think that you fucking made it. But dude, like, you've taken years of sweat, probably tears, blood, fights with your mom, maybe, fights with his own mind, and you validated a lot of that work. You validated it in the form of, I raised a good son. You validated it in the form of, I built a business that could also run without me. Because shit, you could have gone to shit, the second you started like being a little bit hands off, right? Which means that he did a good job, like, and also a name he built, the sacrifice he put together. All these people are finding out about it, like all these years of putting you through school and the family investing, all these things. Now it's like compounding really, 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 really fast, right? Like, enjoy all these moments, bro. Try to spend as much time with your dad and your mom as you can. We're getting older, they're getting older. Like, how life is. Like, you're doing everything to the T, how I would want my son to do it if I had a son. Given that he would want to do what I'm doing, I would never want to force him in a direction. So pat yourself on the back, spend some time with mom and dad, and keep scaling, my bro. Keep scaling. You're doing fucking excellent. I'm super proud of you. I don't know you, but I want to give you a hug through this fucking camera, and I want to motivate you. And when you're feeling like shit, write me or write somebody that has been in that position before, and keep crushing, my dude. We'll be back here in a year, talking about where you're at.
Oh yeah, sounds good. I gotta keep pushing it because I wanna be here in a year. I gotta show you guys. I want to make you proud, bro.
Of course, brother. All right, guys. This is Alex Quin patching in from Miami. We got Richard Wang patching in from Toronto, right?
Yep.
This is the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye. And don't forget that you can support our podcast by visiting our shop at hustleinspireshustle.com/shop.